Wow, first grade, you have been doing so well with learning your phonograms that we are going to start writing some words. So what you're going to need for today is in your literacy folder, one of the sheets that says boxed paper. All right, so if you need to pause the video and find it, then go ahead. All right, so I'm going to tell you some sounds and you're going to write them in your boxed paper. If I tell you to skip a space, say maybe I wrote 2 sounds in here. If I say skip a space, then we completely skip over this box and then we would start in the next one. So skipping a space in our box paper is different than just going over a space like we do for our clock letters. All right, so this is going to help us review some of our phonograms, and then we're going to use what you've written to, we're going to read those words. So I'm pretty excited about that. So get ready to write, sitting up nice and straight. All right, the first phonogram that's going to go in your first box is ah, o, oo. What are you going to write? Good. Find your starting spot and talk through it as you write your letter. All right. Now in the next box, I want you to write, so not skipping any boxes. In the next box, I want you to write g, j. What are you going to write in that box? Good. Find your starting spot. Talk through it as you write it. All right. Now, I want you to skip a space. So we wrote 2 phonograms, 1 in each box. Now we're going to skip a space. All right, in the next box, after you've skipped a space, I want you to write a, ah. What are you going to write? Good, a, ah. Right? Talk through it as you write it. All right, nice job. So we just wrote in this box. In the next box, I want you to write d. What are you going to write in the next box? Good, d. All right, find your starting spot and write it. All right, so we should have 2 words that we've written now. So we wrote one here, wrote one here. We're going to skip a space. So make sure you skip a box, skip a space, and in the next box, I want you to write s, z. What are you going to write? Good. Find your starting spot and write it. All right. In the next box, I want you to write ah, o, oo. What are you going to write? Good. Find your starting spot and write it. All right. In the next box, I want you to write f. Find your starting spot for f. And write it, talking through it as you write it. All right, great job. Put your pencils down as soon as you're done. All right, now I want you to tell me what you wrote. What did you write in the first box? Oh, all right, you wrote ah, oh, ooh. Good. All right. Make sure yours looks like mine. What did you write in the next box? All right, good. J. All right. Did you write in this box? I hope not, because we're practicing skipping spaces between words. All right. So how about, what did you write in the next box? So, sorry, you should be following along with your finger under the boxes on your paper. All right, so what did you write in the next box in this one? All right, good. A, ah. All right, make sure yours looks like mine. A, ah. And what did you write in the next box? Good, D. All right, make sure yours looks like mine. Starting over a space just below the dotted line, touch 2 on the clock. All right. Now, did you write in this box? All right, we're going to skip that box because we're writing, that's how we separate our words, is we leave a box for right now while we're learning how to space our words. All right, so nothing in here. What's in here? All right, Z. Make sure yours looks like mine. Okay. And how about, what did you write here? Ah, oh, ooh. All right, I'll write that too. All right, and this one, what did you write in here? All right, good. Nice work. You can just take a minute to, if you need to, make sure yours looks like mine. So when we put our phonograms together, they make up words, and they can make up real words or nonsense words. So real words would mean if we put phonograms together to make up something that is actually an English word, like pen, or like paper, or any of those things. Anything that actually means something in English, we would call it a real word. When we're learning to spell, it's helpful sometimes to use what we call nonsense words, which are words that we can still write and read, but they don't actually have a meaning in the English language. You couldn't look them up and find them in a dictionary. So what we did is we just wrote some nonsense words. Now, when we look at this phonogram, we know it has how many sounds? Right, it has 3 sounds. But when a phonogram is in a word, even though it might have more sounds that it can make, it only ever makes 1 sound. There's no way that this phonogram could make 2 of its sounds or all of its sounds in a word, because then it wouldn't make any sense. So whenever we're reading, a phonogram only ever says 1 sound. And usually it says its first sound. So everything that we're going to be doing right now, every phonogram is going to say its first sound. So even though you told me ah, oh, ooh was what I should write here, when we're going to read this word, we're just going to say the first sound. All right, so we'll be using all of the first sounds. I'm going to say the sounds that are in my first word, and I'm only going to say 1 sound for each one. So my turn, watch first. Ah, g. All right. Now it's your turn. What are the sounds of the phonograms in our word? Good. It's aw, g. Now, aw, g, that doesn't sound like a word yet, so we just have to do it a little faster. Say the sounds faster. Say them a little faster. Right, so we could say aw, g, aw, g, og, 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 og. So that was the first word that we read. All right, so when we're saying the sounds, we would say og. To read the word, we put them together quickly and we say og. All right, let's try that with the next word that you wrote. All right, so this phonogram we know has 3 sounds, but of course we're just going to say the first sound when we're reading our word. All right, so what is this? Early, I can do this one for you first. A, d. All right, now your turn. All right, let's put them together faster. All right, so I hope you were able to do that. If not, it's just something, sometimes we have to practice it more, but we would start slower. We say a, d, a, d, add, 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 add. All right, let's go down to our next word. All right, this one has 3. It's gonna be, we're gonna make our brains work more. All right, so let's see if you can say the sounds by yourself. What is the first sound of this? Good. S. How about this? Ah, good. And f. Right, this one only has 1 sound. All right, so our sounds are what? Good, the sounds are s, ah, f. Let's put them together quickly now. All right, so hopefully you're saying s, off, soft, soft. All right. First grade, you are already writing and reading nonsense words. That is so wonderful, and we've only had 3 days of literacy. You are doing a great job. Keep it up, and I will see you tomorrow.